Welcome to Family Gamer TV. We have just been looking at the new FIFA game here at E3, and we've got Gareth Reeder, associate producer on the game. So there's lots that's new in FIFA this year.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest year we've ever done in FIFA. So we've got, the first big news is the whole new engine. We've got Frostbite in the game, and Frostbite gives us really so much ability for characters, for visuals, and it's given us the ability to do the journey, which is our new story mode, something we're really excited about.
Yeah, I was excited to see it here. Somehow my son seemed to know in the playground before I came out to E3 though. Does that mean sort of get out into the public first?
I don't think so. I think we tried to keep a tight lid on it.
Yeah, perhaps he was just guessing. But anyway, he was saying that a story mode in FIFA would be popular for him. He's 11, he plays it a lot. So is that the driver, sort of to keep players engaged?
I think keep players engaged, so people who love FIFA and come back every year, we want something for them. And we also want something for people who are new to FIFA, people who are, loving football games or loving sports in general, to bring them into FIFA, give them an amazing cinematic experience, bring them into the game, and have them experience what we've built within the journey.
And so in the journey, I played a little bit of it, and you play this character, it's Hunter, yeah? And you sort of follow him as he progresses through his career, but you're making decisions of how you interact with players. It's not just about how you're playing football.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite parts of the game, is we've put in the ability for you to interact with, your family, your friends, the press, so you can choose what you want to respond to. So when you're dealing with your manager, you can choose what you want to say, and all these different things affect the relationships with your manager, your teammates, the fans on social media. So everything has a reaction and an action within the game. And then, of course, it's football, so your performance on the pitch is of primary importance. So if you're a player who comes in, you're able to get off on the good foot, score some goals, start getting more playing time within the team, that's going to reflect itself in the scenes, the dialogue, the social media, how people are talking about you within the game. And likewise, if you're struggling or if you're doing some different things within the game, everything's going to be reflected back onto you. So we're really excited about it.
And is that story mode available across all platforms, or is that just for the sort of Xbox One, PS4 experience?
Mm-hmm. All platforms that we're doing for our main FIFA. Yeah. So Xbox One, PS4, PC will all have the journey.
But not PS3 or 360?
No, just our next-gen consoles.
And so, getting to the football itself, obviously FIFA each year, you tweak it, you improve it. So what's on the menu this year in terms of what players are going to experience in different play? Yeah,
gameplay is something that is so important for us every year. That's what you're playing the whole time you're playing FIFA is the gameplay and that gameplay experience. So we've got 4 really big things that we've done this year. We've rewritten set pieces. It's all the free kicks, corner kicks, penalties is all completely changed. We've added a new physical play physics system. So you can now control on the left trigger how you can use your body both on the attacking and the defensive side of the ball to your advantage. We've added a new intelligence system to attacking, so the players are now able to think 1, 2, 3, 4 plays ahead, understand space on the pitch, understand where their teammates are making runs that might open up something, further down the line. Amazing, something we've never had the ability to do before. And then lastly, we always want to give our players more control over how they can play the game. So we've added the ability to hit hard shots, keep them low on the ground, downward headers, new types of throw-ins, new types of goal kicks, all that are very manual controlled by a player. So someone who is very skilled at the game or knows what they're doing within FIFA can now use these new techniques even more to their advantage.
Yeah, I was playing earlier, and certainly you could notice that sort of physicality on the ball. I was used to being able to sof just, gently shoulder barge someone off, and when I was a smaller player up against a larger defender, I really struggled. They had that presence.
Yes, I think one of the things I'm most excited for is just the ability for, bigger strikers to hold off players, hold up the ball, and then if you're being pressured in your own end, maybe you're trying to pass the ball around between your defenders, and you're getting a lot of pressure, just the ability to hold those players off, calm things down, and work the ball around, I think is going to be pretty amazing.
And then you mentioned set pieces as well. I had a penalty in the game I just played.
Yes.
I managed to score, but I think it's more by luck than by intention because it's completely different this time.
Yeah, we're still working on how we sort of educate people on this change because, like you said, it's such a big change across the board. And for penalties, it's always been a mini game of, choosing your strength on the bar and choosing all these different things.
So it felt quite separate. It was like you were taken out of the football and it was a separate thing. I never did penalties because my son would always get them and I never would.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest reason why we changed it is we wanted it to feel more like the normal 11v11 game of FIFA. So you can now control the angle of your run-up, and then when you're doing the run-up on the left stick, you can choose to run slow, run fast, do a sweeping angle the other way, anything you want to do, and then striking the ball is the same mechanic as shooting in the main game. So it's a shift. It's going to take some time, I think, for people to get the concept, and we're going to be educating players on how to do penalties, probably more than what you've seen today. But we're really excited to make it feel more like the main game.
And I should think the previous enhancements continue, so pass with intent, obviously the women players, that we'll see those again in FIFA?
Yeah, and I think for the women players, we had such a great response from the world, from the community, especially when the women's tournaments were happening. The usage of those teams was up with some of the biggest clubs in the world, so it was really amazing to see the players feeding back to us in-game just by using those clubs. And something we're going to continue with in FIFA 17 for sure. We're not talking about any new licenses or countries that we're adding. That we'll talk about that later, but definitely a priority for us in 17.
Just flipping back to the story mode, in the mode you don't get to pick the character you're playing. I think is that right? It's one player and you have him.
That's correct. So Alex Hunter, and the big reason for that, something we debated a lot in early development, but we wanted to provide a backstory for that character. We wanted to provide an amazing visual quality to what that player looked like. We wanted family, friends, teammates to all be built around that character. So that's really why we decided to go that route. But within the mode, in the Premier League, you've got the ability to choose what attacking position you want to play, what club you want to play for, and of course, as we talked about, all of the performance decisions, the things you can say, all these different pieces that are about your ability to play the mode are going to change the path and define how it plays out.
So in terms of the starting point, choosing that player's ethnicity, was that, it feels interesting, is that a statement or?
I think it's definitely a statement for us. It was one of the first things we talked about in early development is like, who do we want this character to be? What do we want this character to represent? And it was really important for us, to put him in the game and not do something that was maybe a bit more traditional within sort of these narrative games.
Yeah. Sort of fighting games, you're sort of a white guy, aren't you? And so I think it's an interesting decision.
Yeah. So I'm really proud of that, and I think once we start unveiling over the next weeks, months, more of his family, his backstory within the game, I think people are going to be really happy with just the authenticity of what we've built.
Great, well thanks for your time today. My son's going to watch this and be like, Dad, when can I play it? So is it got dated or priced yet?
September 27th. So we're really excited for that date to come around and to let people experience what we've built.
Yeah, great. Thanks for your time. That's really great.
Thank you.